the top. You're listed.
Nebula, you're the dwarf, correct?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
not what I
Yes.
said.
Okay. You're sitting in this room outside of Sylvain's room, awaiting her summons. You're all aware that she's putting a group of adventurers together to travel to the distant land of Cholt, which is basically a land of dense jungle, far to the south of Baldur's Gate. Now, you're sitting there thinking, why am I in this room? Well, Nebula, a fever recently took your grandmother, your last blood relative in this world.
Wait, are we all meant to
Oh,
hear this?
no.
No, this is private information. And if you act on any of this information, you're clearly metagaming, and a lightning bolt will strike you from the sky. Unless, of course, the player divulges it to you. But if I don't tell you, it's a bit boring. What's that, Ange? What's that?
Eric.
Huh?
It's Eric. I'm trying to find our Twitch.
A fever recently took your grandmother, Nebula, your last blood relative in this world. You hated the old crone, and you will not miss her. The old cow broke more than one cane over your back. Unable to care for her as she got older and her health declined, you were forced to admit the cranky old woman to an infirmary. Shame on you. A few weeks ago, your grandmother's will was read by her attorney. You didn't expect anything to come your way, and you received less. This is what was read out at her will, the reading of her will. To my dearest granddaughter, I leave you my sincerest hope that your life will be filled with both pain and sorrow. For that has been my existence since you dumped me out of my home and into this filthy abyss. Thank the gods that my time is coming soon. I do not wish to spend another moment in this pitiful husk of a body. You're remembering these words, Neb, as they were read out. Addendum. I've changed my mind. You can have the deed to your father's worthless hole in the ground. Wormheart Mine. Don't get too excited. The mine is on the very edge of the world in a land nobody cares about or has even heard of. Cholt. Oh, and apparently it's now the home of a red dragon. Enjoy your inheritance, you little dung beetle. Love, Granny.
Pretty harsh,
So that's you, Neb.
but fair.
But fair. I'll put that in your... So you have a deed to a mine.
Yes. Yeah.
Apparently you've inherited it.
Yeah.
Wormheart.
Wormheart Mine in
Wormheart.
Cholt,
Jolt.
which is exactly apparently where this crazy wizard wants you to go.
Wow, what a coincidence.
That
That's
is
lucky.
a coincidence. A coincidence, Neb.
All the places in the world.
Right, so
Red dragon
that's why you're sitting in that room. Who else have we got?
We've got Were Ratty.
Joel, which background did you want?
One of the gritty ones.
Greedy ones? Why did I think that would be the case?
I think he should be Greedy Pig.
We decided that we should
Oh,
be both the
that's
greedy one.
All right, Joel. Here we go. Oh, okay. Let's give you this one.
I need a name for my dwarf.
Change,
I'll
yeah.
find one.
Find one then.
Yep.
Okay, Joel. What's your character's name again? Where Ratty. Oh God. Okay. A Water Davian. You know, Waterdeep. The city of Waterdeep on the Sword Coast. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
yeah.
Don't worry about it. A Water Davian is a local of Waterdeep. A Waterdavian privateer and Lord's Alliance operative, a man called Manus Lascalar, has offered you a small fortune to politely go and kill his brother for him.
Let me guess, in Chult.
Yes!
Oh,
Wow. His brother, Gerald, left the family shipping business years ago to pursue the life of a pirate. The rakish cutthroat now plunders the waters of the Chult Peninsula as far as anyone can get from the cobblestone byways of Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep. The man knows no shame. It is reported that his pirate ship, Sturge, proudly flies the flag of Baldur's Gate, as well as the Lascalar family crest, a silver sickle and sheaf of wheat. Manus will not allow the family name to be besmirched any longer. Gerald must be stopped. The location of Gerald's hideout is unknown. Rumour has it that the buccaneer has fallen in with other like-minded pirates and formed a coterie for mutual protection. His demise will be no easy undertaking. To this end, Manus has employed other, more experienced bounty hunters than you, and bound them to the same task. Time is of the essence. The race is on. First one to his head wins. Manus has told you that the pirate has an identifying tattoo on his left buttock. Cut it out, preserve it in vinegar, and return it to Manus as evidence that the deed is done. You have been offered the deed to a vacant alchemist shop in Baldur's Gate should you be successful. The deed is valued at somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 gold pieces. The shop has sat empty since the late owner set himself on fire along with part of the establishment's upper story. You've been assured that repairs are underway. Included in the deed is a long list of apparatus and components used in alchemy and the like, most of which you can't understand. Right. So you've been tasked with killing a pirate. You put that in your bio so you can smoke it.
excellent.
Okay.
Gerald. Who's ever heard of a pirate named Gerald?
Maybe he's got a cool name now, though. Okay, who's next? Who we got next?
Katala?
Which one did you choose, Ange?
Oh, Dad loves strange gods.
Okay.
Dad loves strange dogs.
All right, Katala. You are fascinated by the legend of the 9 trickster gods of Chult. Some say that the dwellers of a lost city, Omu, worship these long-forgotten gods, taking the form of jungle animals. Your father, a one-time archaeologist, wrote of these spirits in his journal. You remember his long absences from home when you were a child. He would return bearing stories of his expeditions, abandoned cities buried in the jungle, ferocious dinosaurs, ruined temples and ziggurats, and of course the 9 trickster gods. But what were the names of these gods? What forms did they take, and why did they disappear? These questions and many more remain unanswered. When your father died, he left you a token of his expeditions, a cube of stone 3 inches on a side, engraved with a picture, a rabbit with a spiral horn emerging from its forehead. You've never seen anything like it. You vow to travel to this land called Chult to learn more of these trickster gods. A retired adventurer named Sindra Sylvain is putting together an expedition to Chult. All the talk in the city is of a mysterious death curse, yet all you can think of is learning more of the 9 trickster gods. Right, that's you.
Pretty boring.
Oh, Joel's got to kill a pirate, Captain.
The god.
Who's next?
What's left?
The archaeologist?
Yeah, archaeologist sounds exciting.
Arky.
Oh, it might be.
Might be the
Arky.
best.
Sure.
Who's
What's
What
the
to do for me?
who's the assassin?
I
You.
agree with Pants.
You.
Okay, you've got two then, I think. Is that right, Va?
No.
It seems so.
Yeah, they kind of fit together.
What do?
What two?
What fits
Vark's
together?
two backgrounds.
What are they?
I've put it in. I've put all these in your bio and info. Okay, first one, Vark.
I don't think you did.
Your father, Edmund, is a notable anthropologist. 5 years ago, he set sail across the trackless sea to a remote and isolated peninsula called Chult. Chult! C-H-U-L-T. But his father is Edmund. Don't know that that really fits with Vicar Ragnald. I suppose it does. Every now and then, Vark, a letter would return home at the family villa in Baldur's Gate. Illustrated stories of fiery mountains, hulking dinosaurs, savage beasts, and disease-ridden swamps. Your father had a fascination with the flora and fauna of this raw, untamed land. You have not heard from your father, Edmund, in well over a year. His last letter came with a small idol depicting a nightmarish creature that still gives you unsettling dreams when you sleep with it. Scratched on the bottom of the idol are the words, "A T-Rex from the jungle. One day I'll bring you here." Edmund's journal includes a partial map of northern Chult. On it are marked locations Yalak, in brackets goblins, and Dungrung Lung, in brackets grung. It's all in your bio. You are hoping to come to Chult to discover your father's fate and perhaps catch a glimpse of the monster that haunts your dreams. So every night you go to bed clutching this little idol, and it gives you bad nightmares. Wonder why you just don't throw it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'll give you another one. I won't bother. I'll put another one underneath it. There's your second one. Copy paste it into your bio. A wealthy Baldur's Gate merchant, Vex Dereth, has offered you 10,000 gold pieces in precious gemstones if you locate and map the forbidden city of Omu. I won't read the whole thing out, but some say the city is a myth and your quest may be doomed from the beginning. Then again, 10,000 gold pieces will set you up for life.
Okay.
And lucky last. Oh, Gib. You're a
What? Hey, what? Sorry, I was just having a sleep in the corner.
That's all right. That's all right.
Hmm.
Now, if you complete these personal quests, let me tell you, they will be lucrative. So here is yours. Now, would you like me to keep it private?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
let's keep it private. You've taken a lucrative contract that could set you up for the foreseeable future, Panth. The mark is a woman named Liara Porter, a high-ranking soldier of the mercenary band of Flaming Fist. Liara commands Fort Balurian on the Chult Peninsula. Your employer is anonymous, but has assured you that Liara is a rotten egg. You couldn't care. You care little for morals, others or your own, which is odd for a cleric, isn't it? After all, business is business. The assassination has been sanctioned by someone called Jessamine, one of the 7 merchant princes of Port Nyanzaro in Cholt. All assassinations in Cholt must be approved by this woman, and she has approved this one. Jessamine is known to trade openly in poisons of all varieties, yet your inquiries about this should be discreet. You've been given a coin-sized disc of black stone. On one side, 2 words are engraved in a language you can't decipher. The other side is bare. You've been told to show this disc to Jessamine in Port Nyanzaru, and to return it to her when the contract is fulfilled. The disc is obviously magical. If you hold it in your hand and concentrate on your mark's name, it warms slightly when you face in her direction, so you've been told. You've been paid an advance sum of 50 gold pieces as well as 8 bloodstones, each worth another 50 gold pieces. You're basically rich already, Gib. Twice that amount will be paid upon the completion of your task. You will be contacted with the balance of your contract once the job is done, but not before. Your plan was originally to book a sea voyage and sail to Cholt, but word came from your employer that a wealthy woman suffering the death curse is hiring adventurers to go to Cholt. Opportunity knocks. You've been warned that Liara will not be an easy snuff. The fort is well defended, and Liara is a capable commander surrounded by loyal soldiers. Your contract expires in 90 days. Failure is not an option. Your contract has been marked uno modo, which means one way. You know what that means in assassin talk?
I get the idea.
If you don't succeed in your task, you will be marked for death. So,
Who's you got to kill? Liara.
that's it. That's
I'll
it.
level up before then.
So you notice that he's sitting in opposite you, Joel. He's sort of tumbling this strange-looking black disc. Might be metal, might be stone. It's hard to know between his, he's tumbling it over his fingers. He notices you watching it and he pockets it rather quickly. Okay, the double doors open, and a uniformed attendant comes forth into the room, the antechamber, and says, Sindra will see you now. Will you come with me? All of you, together. He leads you up a
Okay, then.
grand staircase to the 3rd floor of this mansion and ushers you into a warm, wood-panelled room. There's a fireplace cackling to the left, crackling. There are 6 comfortable chairs. There's only 5 of you. And a heavy table bearing goblets and wine. The darkly panelled walls are hung with many maps and sea charts. Racks, shelves, and cabinets hold hundreds of rolled up maps and charts. There is a person seated in an overstuffed chair near the fire. You can't discern a gender because only the person's head emerges from under a heavy blanket draped over the chair. Now, this is like you when you used to play Ultima, right?
Okay.
Remember covered in ruggy?
Oh, okay. I've still got Ruggy.
She turns, it's a she. Been told it's a she. She turns slightly your way, and you can see an embroidered hood and silver mask conceal her face. The door shuts behind you all.
I draw my.
You hear her speak in a raspy, dry voice, and she gestures to the table. Help yourself to wine and seat yourselves. Make yourself comfortable, my friends. I hope I can call you. And you can see the hand that's gesturing is wrinkled and pale, see the flesh is basically withered away, and there's basically just bones and skin. Help yourself. Come, don't be shy. Why is no one saying anything?
Because I've been muted this entire time.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Shit.
Well, these things happen.
Well, would any of you? I mean, this wine looks it's very nice wine. It's inviting. There are silver goblets.
Yeah, well, if it's silver, no worries, I'll have some.
Would you like to pour some for your the other people in the room, or just yourself?
I don't know any of these poor bastards.
That's true.
And I'm not their servant. If they want wine, they can get it themselves.
I see. So, Vicar, you pour yourself a goblet of wine and take a few gulps. It's delicious. I hate wine myself, but
Vicious.
please sit down. We have much to talk about.
Plant my ass.
Thank you for coming. Oh, I was once an adventurer like yourselves many years ago. I died once, and I was raised from the dead by my companion. I have since closed the door on that stage of my life. However, the death curse that you may have heard about has struck me down. Right? Didn't take an arrow to the knee. No, it was right in the forehead, fortunately.
Unfortunate.
But she had loyal companions that brought her back to civilization and resurrected her, paid her a lot of gold, apparently. I don't know how much longer I'll last before I perish. You see, the clerics have no help to offer me. They're stymied by what is happening, just like everybody else. My contacts in the Harpers have learned that the cause of the death curse is a necromantic artifact called the Soulmonger. The Soulmonger. You want me to write that down for you?
I'm sure it'll come up in conversation.
Times.
It could be important. According to our sources, the Soulmonger lies somewhere in Cholt. Cholt. Shall I just keep talking, or don't you have any questions?
Well, you haven't actually said anything that requires questioning.
Cholt is
Go to Cholt, find the Soulmonger. Gotcha.
Cholt is a peninsula ringed with mountains and choked with rainforests, swamps, jungle,
Yes, I know how
enormous
to look at a map.
reptiles, savage goblins, and an army of undead prowl its jungles and ruins. Mapping the place has been near impossible, and nothing is known about the region's interior beyond a few miles from the coast. But my contacts, working from dozens of sea charts, logbooks, and explorers' journals, most of them dead, have assembled everything known about the current state of Cholt into one map. And she gets to her feet, and she's a bit stooped, and she walks over to one of her cupboards, and she opens it, and she pulls out a map, a rolled map, and she unrolls it on the table in front of you. Here, this is what I can offer you. And I'll show you later. I need to find the source of this death curse and put an end to it. Otherwise, I will perish. There are many others in my position.
Death comes to all.
What do you say? will you go to Chult on my behalf and find this soulmonger and put an end to it? And she slams her fist on the desk, but it's like the weakest little fist you've ever seen.
Sure.
I was hoping you would say so.
Well, since I'm the only one apparently talking, I may as well. Well, thanks. How do we get there? You got like a boat? We walking?
Oh no, a boat. Mere mortals require a boat. I will teleport us all. I will be coming with you.
Okay.
When you are ready to depart, I shall teleport us all to Port Nyanzaru. It is the only settlement on Chult. Don't worry, I've been there several times before. There is very little chance of mishap. Have you heard by chance of teleportation error?
I'm sorry, what was that, Megatron?
Teleportation error. Have you heard of teleportation error?
You mean like in Harry Potter?
Exactly.
Yes, then.
That was when Harry was in the flu and he said diagonally.
That's it.
Yes, trust
Yes.
me, that will not happen to us.
Good.
I have been there many, many times. There is very little chance of mishap. Once in Port Nyanzaru, I will be staying with my friend Wakanga Otamu. He is one of several, actually, 7 merchant princes who rule the city. He is a font of knowledge.
What's his name?
Wakanga!
Forever.
No, Wakanga
Forever.
Otamu.
Ah.
He deals in magical items, potions, scrolls, anything of the arcane nature. And he is willing to sell them. Okay. Well, she settles herself back down by the fire. She has a little laugh to herself. She says, You're not the first group I have. What is the word? No. You're not the first group that I have sent. I need a better word.
Dispatched.
Dispatched?
That is a terrible word. Chartered. Most of the other groups have been greedy. They have asked for gold, magical items, but you ask for nothing. You are angels. When you are ready, return here to my mansion, but do not delay. Every day I get weaker.
Okay, we're ready to go now.
I see.
Let's go.
Right now.
Right now, let's go.
Okay. I need to collect a few possessions before we go. Perhaps you could wait down in the antechamber.
Perhaps we could.
She leans forward. She looks right at you, Stu, through her silver mask.
My name's not Stu.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. This is what she looks like, by the way, behind her mask. And she says, what's your name again? Vicar. Vicar. I cannot in all good faith send you without some coin. And she opens a drawer in her desk. She pulls out a pouch and she spills coins across the table. It's not much, but there should be 50 gold pieces there for each and every one of you. You will need to purchase supplies in Cholt. It is a very alien environment. Do we use that word back in my time? Alien? I may have just created that word.
Okay, good to know.
Would you like to ask any other questions before we depart?
Nah, we're good.
I see. Nothing? Then let us be off. Give me an hour to prepare, and we shall teleport, Jolt. Okay? Anything you want to do before you go? You get 50 gold pieces each.
Get all the standard stuff.
Is there a magic shop?
This is Baldur's Gate, so there's anything. But she's told you that the conditions are quite peculiar in Jolt. You didn't ask any questions, of course.
There's nothing to say.
Then let us be off within the hour. Every day counts. Every day I get weaker. All right. So do you want to scoop up the coins? 50 gold pieces each.
Sure.
How much? Do you guys know how much gold you've got?
I think I start off with 10. Now I have
No.
60.
Okay, so make sure you all put down 50. Everyone put down 50. It's going to be important, trust me. Now,
You say that I had?
Gib, you're the assassin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you have 50 from her.
Yep.
But you also have 50 gold from your employer. Plus, you have, was it 8 bloodstones worth 50 each? So these guys are all poor compared to you. Now, the expectation for you was that you would spend some of that money on poisons. Oh, hang on, Ange. Maybe I didn't put it. You're not talking in. No, you can talk.
I'll make a quick trip out to get some poisons.
What's that? What's that, Gib?
I'm going to make a quick trip out to get some poisons.
No, you didn't. You didn't listen to anything I said. Read your background.
Oh, where the hell's my background?
You're in trouble.
It's on your sheet.
Oh, okay.
Please, someone.
Under your bio.
Oh, I've got mine now.
Is it there? There you go. Okay.
So I don't understand why I can't buy some.
You can't buy
Poison.
poisons in Baldur's Gate, Gib.
I mean, there's no black market.
Well, you wouldn't know where.
This would.
Level 1 newbie character, you'd
Cinder
have
would.
no clue.
Not sure how my background tells me that I can't do that, but okay.
Well, your background tells you that you have a person to meet in Port Nyanzaru who will sell you poisons.
Where does it say that? Where the
Oh.
hell does it say that? So it doesn't say that I can buy poison off her.
Hang on a minute.
You've been told to show this disc to this person.
No. The assassination has been sanctioned by someone called Jessamine, one of the 7 merchant princes in Port Nyanzaru. All assassinations in Cholt must be approved by her. Jessamine is known to trade openly in poisons of all varieties. And the assumption was The gems you've been given would be used to assist you in your task.
I want to buy a mirror.
Okay, so you can do your shopping here in Baldur's Gate, or we can
How much is a mirror?
standard player's handbook cost.
Ew, it's wet.
So it's just water. You can just in the compendium up here, Ange, you can just put in mirror.
Oh my.
There you go. Steel mirror. Oh, it doesn't tell you how much it's worth. You can look in there though. Okay. Well, just want to. Do you want to do anything here, or do you want to move on?
Go on.
Okay. An hour passes, and Gib, your no, Vark, your dinner's ready. Syndra, Sylvain, she comes down to the antechamber. She has a backpack on her back that's weighing her down. And you can see her pouches at her waist stuffed with stuff. She's ready to travel. Okay. She says, if you are ready, we shall be teleporting to Cholt.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone have any objections?
Oh.
Then we shall be off. And she starts to incant the spell. Okay. I don't know actually how the spell goes, but it doesn't matter. You appear in a tropical city under a blazing sun. Let me move you guys. Hang on.
Hair's going to go curly.
Okay, here you are down here.
See? I can hear the seagulls.
Me too.
That's right, because you appear on the docks. You appear in a tropical city under the blazing sun. It's hot. It's humid. The familiar sounds of a harbour, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across stone, mingle with voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language. The language is filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharfside smell of fish, tar, and canvas. Beyond the docks, Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of colour. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and salmon pink, or their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colourful flowers, or is draped in leafy flowering vines. Minstrels in bright clothing adorned with feathers and shells perform on the street corners. Multicoloured pennants and sun awnings flutter atop the city walls. A crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes races past you, squealing in delighted terror as a street performer, costumed as a big-toothed lizard, stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing all at once.
Well, I'm glad they're happy.
They seem to be. So the first thing you notice is the heat that hits you. It's hot. It would be 35 degrees Celsius in our language, at least. Those of you wearing armor, even just leather armor, begin to immediately start sweating under your
I'm used
armor.
to wearing armor.
Those in metal armor will soon be suffering.
I'm used to
Has anyone got metal armor?
chainmail.
I think I might have.
I think both the fighters do.
It's hot, Park. It's hot.
I'm used to
I'm a warlock.
I've
That's
got
right.
chainmail.
Okay. As you start moving along the road, following Sylvana, Syndra Sylvain, you see a number of dinosaurs.
dinosaur.
Any T Rexes?
You haven't seen a T-Rex yet, but some of the dinosaurs you're seeing appear to be used as beasts of burden. They're hauling carts, hoisting heavy loads. They're used as beasts of burden. They're even pulling some of the boats along the canals that you can see.
Do they fight?
Oh, you would imagine, but they seem to be domesticated, these ones. The ones you're seeing anyway. You can see the city appears to be ringed by a wall, and all of the streets seem to be paved with cobblestones. And something you notice is on either side of the street, there's a deep gutter running along the street, about 2 feet wide on either side, presumably for rain runoff.
Good on them.
Well, where you are currently, you're at the docks. Now, Syndra says that she's going into the city to find her friend, Watanga. And she says you're welcome to join her if you like, or you can be about your business.
So this is where we've got to find this necro artifact in this city.
Who are you asking?
Her. That thing brought us here.
Syndra?
Yeah.
She says, I do not know where the soulmonger is. I don't believe it's in the city. It's somewhere in this land called Chult.
Uh-huh.
The place you are now is Port Nyanzaru in the northern part of Chult. This is the only civilized place in the entire land.
Go to the tavern. Where we always go, isn't it?
She
There we
says
go.
there are indeed 2 inns. Both of them are located quite close to Watanga's home. Would you like to meet him? This hot weather will be. I think it might be good for my cough. I am hoping. You can see she's sweating a little bit under the silver mask.
Well, do we have any reason to visit? I suppose we should at least face check so we know what the bastard looks like.
He's a
Let's go
wealth of
meet him.
information. He is my closest associate in the city.
Oh, well, we should go meet him.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
Well, he's over here. So she takes you through the city. Now, as you're traveling through the city, you pass sort of noble houses, temples to various gods, markets. But for the moment, she's taking you to see Wakanga.
That's just the bloke I was looking for.
That's it. So you can see Wakanga's mansion or villa is located quite close to this building here, which is obviously a market of some kind. And she says, so Syndra says, this is the Grand Souk. It's one of the 3 beating hearts of Port Nyanzaru, the others being the Jewel Market and the Red Bazaar. True to its name, the Grand Souk is the grandest of all 3. Anything you need, you'll find there.
I see. You let us go.
Hmm.
Talk to this bloke.
Okay. Wakanga. So she leads you to he says that the city is ruled by 7 merchant princes. Wakanga is one of them. Wakanga is the only arcane spellcaster amongst the merchant princes. He is something of a dandy. However, he is a close friend of mine, and he could be very useful to you. He knows the land of Chult very well. Plus, he deals in magical items. Potions and scrolls are his expertise. If you have gold or gems, he will sell you what he has. He will also be very useful in pointing you to a guide. Only a fool would enter the jungles of Chult without a local guide. All right. So she takes you to this to a villa here, and this man comes out. He looks like Curtly Ambrose. Joel,
Oh,
dreadlocks.
Always Ambrose.
There are 2 females trailing him in silks. Just he appears to be a wealthy man, and he says, welcome. Welcome to Port Nile. He seems to have
Netanyahu.
he's either been drinking something. In fact, you get this smell of alcohol coming off him.
it's Chris Gale.
It's Chris Gale.
Nyanzaru. Nyanzaru.
Welcome to Port Nyanzaru. This is my home.
Cheers, mate.
And he gives when he sees Syndra, you can see his face becomes quite serious. Even though her face is hidden, you can still see some of her her bony hands and some of the skin around her neck. She does not look well at all. He says, but he tries to hide it. He says, welcome back, Syndra. Who are these people you have brought? Wakanga, they are friends of mine who have come to do a job. And he raises his eyebrows. I see. I will not ask too many questions. What can
Thanks,
I do
Alex.
for
We
you?
probably don't know the answers.
We should sit and drink. What say you?
Not much. Just here to see what you look like.
Would you like to drink? Tej. We drink something called Tej here.
No, thank you.
I drank shortly before arriving. I am good.
You have not drunk enough.
That is my decision. Thank you very much.
And I don't drink.
He says, I deal in information, knowledge, lore, and arcane artifacts.
Do you happen to have any heal potions?
Of course,
Much for
I have many of those things. I have healing potions, but I also have greater healing potions.
how much is a greater heal?
300 gold pieces.
Damn. How much is a regular heal?
80 gold pieces.
Damn.
What a freaking ripoff!
Wow.
Would you let me have one for 40?
You are
They're normally only
Syndra's.
50.
Because you are Syndra's friends, I will give you 10% off.
I only got 45.
And I will give you a golden finger.
Oh,
I have many other potions. Fire breath, growth, poison, resistance,
for
water
45?
breathing. I have
45?
ointment that will cure your wounds.
45?
I have potions that will allow you to climb sheer walls. I have scrolls of all kinds. I am a very, very resourceful man.
Come back when I got more gold.
He looks very disappointed.
I look very disappointed back.
Well, you're the one ripping people off.
You're a rip-off merchant.
That's rough.
He looks at you, Joel. What's your name again?
Ratty.
He points to you. What is your name?
Ratty.
Are you a wizard?
Of sorts.
Of sorts. He says, perhaps you could help me.
With what?
He says, many years ago, an explorer's journal was brought out of the jungle to the south of here. It describes a wizard's exploration of various places in Chult. The unnamed author made many mentions of the places in Chult. He was said to have a traveling companion, a shield guardian named Vorn, V-O-R-N. Do you know what a shield guardian is?
Yes.
So he said he goes to another room. He comes back with the journal. You can see this is a water damaged journal. He flicks through some of the pages, and he shows you a picture of what looks like some kind of amulet. He says this is Vaughn's control amulet. I don't know where it is. However, if the amulet and Vaughn can be recovered, I would appreciate that very much. I cannot go traipsing off into the jungle on my own. If you find and recover this construct and its control amulet, I shall give you a spell book, wizard.
Has it got fireball in it?
I may be able to ensure that it does, but it will have 15 spells up to 6th level.
Oh, good.
It will set you on your way.
All right.
I will, if you have a map, I shall mark on your map where Vaughn might be located.
Excellent.
Let me show you the map. Takes a little while to load, actually.
What do you want me to get? His staff?
No. Okay. See that? Have you got the map up?
yeah.
It's
Looks like
just filling
honeycomb.
up.
Yeah, it takes a little while to load sometimes. So that's the map you were given by Syndra.
Mm-hmm.
So the map is marked. Vaughn is marked right. Hang on a sec. Right here.
No map, no marking.
Hang on a sec. That's it.
Uh-huh.
So here's Port Nyanzaru here
Can't see your ping.
in the Bay of Cholt. You can't see it?
Can't see your ping.
Can't see Port Nyanzaru?
Can see
Yeah, I can
Port
see it.
Nyanzaru, but we can't see your ping.
Can't see my pinging.
But don't worry.
Are you
Yep.
on the DM layer,
We
map
know
layer or
where it
something?
is.
Oh, maybe, Yvonne. Yeah, maybe. Down here.
There you go. Now I can see it.
Yep.
Okay, that's where the construct was. It's said to be somewhere around that region. Whoa. Bad. Bad. Bad, bad, bad.
It's a good map.
Now, Gib, Gibby there.
Yep.
Fort Balarian is up here.
Okay. Cool.
That's apparently where your mark is.
Yep.
Although you don't know much about it. Bad red lines.
What was wrong with the purple lines?
They were bad too. Now, hold on a moment.
Good map. A lot of hexagons.
That's right.
Why so? I like. The Dawn Warrior Island looks pretty.
Now, Neb,
Uh-uh.
the mine that you've inherited, Wormheart Mine.
We push her in there.
Yeah.
What are you?
Trying to find it myself.
Not there.
I can't see it.
It's under one of these hexagons.
Probably
What's the mine called?
Wormheart.
Wormheart.
Worm part.
I think it's south east. Well, I can't find that just at the moment. No, it's, hang on. Oh, there it is. Sorry, it's far to the southwest. Down here.
Okay.
See Shilku Bay? There we go.
Yep. Yep.
I'll put the name on the map for you.
Okay.
So the mine that you've inherited, apparently, is way down there. And it's now the lair of a red dragon.
Worm.
So Granny was obviously hoping you would go there and die.
Obviously.
Now,
So are we still in this guy's house?
yes,
Wakanga?
Wakanga.
I want to ask him.
What would you like to ask him? He's
I want
drinking this honeyed sort of mead.
Wakanga,
Called
my
Tej.
name Hala Ichidate.
What?
Do you know much about these 9 trick gods?
The 9 trickster gods?
Yeah.
Ah, that is myth. No one talks about the trickster gods anymore.
My father had a journal to take long absences from home when we were young. Turn talk about stories of being in the jungle.
It's all just story.
He gave me a token.
What token?
Token.
What do you give him?
Well, I don't hand it to him, but I show him a cube of stone 3 inches.
All right, you see his eyes just sort of dilate and he stiffens. And he reaches out a hand and
Don't
he
touch.
says, "One moment." And he begins to enchant a spell. allow me to cast a spell on this thing.
Well, no. Can you tell me what you're going to do?
I am
Why does it
detecting
interest-
to see whether it is magical.
I'll do a check on him. I don't trust him.
You don't trust him?
Nope.
He's not trying to take it from you.
No, but I'm not trusting that he's actually going to do the
Is
spell
he
he says he
okay?
is.
Okay. You can make an inside check.
Inside?
10. You're not sure. Seems rather taken by the object though.
No. Borrow me.
He points to the each side is engraved with a rabbit with the spiral.
Horn coming from. Yep.
This is the El Mirage.
Who? Spell. Can you spell for me?
This is one of the creatures of the jungle, the El Mirage.
L.
You want me to spell it?
L.
Spelling is not my strong point.
Alright, I made it up.
Wait, I shall refer to something. And he ALMIRAG. Got a little picture?
There's a place called Muhaha.
Muhaha. Okay.
His character name.
Ataz Muhaha.
The
Thanks for your
El
name.
Mirage. This is what the El Mirage looks like.
That ain't a
Oh.
spell. Oh,
That's
that is cute. Tell us
These
more.
creatures, they can spear smaller animals with their horn.
Can I have one of them?
Fair. Got to protect itself somehow.
If you can find one. If you're looking for familiars, go to the market.
What have you
The
seen
market.
these at the market?
Perhaps. I do not frequent the market myself. It's worth a look. You'll find many other things. Flying monkeys, flying snakes, dinosaurs, which will function as pack animals.
T-Rexes.
Yes, once a week you will see racing through the streets are dinosaurs with riders, jockeys.
Excuse me, Wakanda.
The city has a terrible.
What's so significant about this Almirage? Do you know more?
He looks at you and says, I have not heard of the stories. I have not taken much interest in the stories of the trickster gods, but I believe it is said that the Almirage was one of the 9 trickster gods. The gods like to take the form of jungle animals and go amongst their followers in animal form. May I cast a spell on your cube?
What kind of spell?
I would like. It appears to be a magical. This cube appears to have magical qualities.
Which spell would you like to cast?
Detect magic.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Now, when he casts detect magic, do you see anything? Hang on. So,
I mean, assume that it is going to be magic.
if you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible object or creature in the area. That's so. I don't think. So you don't see anything, but his eyes widen. And he says, "It is indeed magical, although I cannot determine its properties without further investigation. Perhaps I could have it for a while."
No.
Sorry, I think I'll hold on to it and investigate
Perhaps I could offer you something in return.
Like what?
further.
Potions, ointment that will cure your wounds, scrolls of magic.
Ah, yes. What sort of scrolls?
He seems to
Eyeball.
be enamored by this cube.
There it is.
Please consider what I could offer you.
Well, we'd need 20 greater heal potions. Minimum.
He says, I do. If I had them, I would give you them.
Better hold on to
I
it.
have. I believe I have 4.
Do these gods still exist?
As I said, Katala, the trickster gods are probably just myth.
Why? How did they die?
No one knows.
Okay.
No one worships them any longer.
Well, if you don't mind, I care to hold on to my token for now and perhaps come back with it another time.
Seems disappointed. Seems very disappointed.
Bad luck.
He says,
I go and sit down.
very disappointed. He says, to the south and west, far into the jungle, is an oracle, or said to be an oracle. The place that you could seek more answers about your trickster gods is the ziggurat of Orolunga. Would you like me to spell that?
Please?
Orolunga.
Ziggurat.
A pyramid.
Oh.
I, however, do not know where Orolunga lies. Perhaps
Southwest.
it is one. Cholt is a large place. I recommend that you get a guide if you plan to go into the jungle.
Oh, we'll be going into the jungle. Not sure when.
There are many guides that would seek your services.
Where would we find such?
He says that if you go to the inns or to the harbour master, the guides will often post their services on a board.
Do you like to come with us?
I am not a guide. I am one of the merchant princes of this city.
You're powerful, it would say. You're a caster.
And that's exactly why I do not wander off into the jungle.
What stories have you heard?
Stories?
Why you fear the jungle so much?
You will find out. I would not wander in there alone.
Eh, I don't even know these people yet, so I have a point.
Oh, do you want to see what they look like?
My companions.
No, the people of Cholt.
Ah, I meant these. Can we go back to the Cholt map?
Oh yeah, one moment. Okay, back to the Port Nyanzaru map. You meant? Okay.
Yep, that looks good.
Okay.
Anyone else got any questions? Guy?
No.
So we skip the introduction part of to each other.
Yeah.
So we've all introduced ourselves.
Well, I don't know
already.
how much you've told each other about your background, but
No, we probably haven't told a lot. Just been very brief. So, do you think we need a guide, or are we happy to guide ourselves?
who are you asking?
Party.
Oh.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Well, no, you know me briefly. I just met.
Sure, let's go to the deep, dark, scary, dangerous dungeon with a guy I just met 20 minutes ago.
And no guide.
I'm sure one of us is a wanderer. We'll be fine.
An outlander. Don't know
Oh,
how.
there you go. Means you're good at maps. Let's go.
All right. We're off.
Just go poke around outside for a bit, kill something or two, come back.
Yeah, we're
Well,
heading.
Congo looks at you like you're mad. Mad.
I hear voices. I might be.
Have any of you been into the jungle before?
No, but my
Well,
father's
no,
been
that's
to
what we're
it.
about to do.
You
Let's
are
head-
mad.
let's
All
head-
of you mad.
So steer me towards the
The
jungle.
mad monkey fever has taken all of you.
Southwest?
You step foot into the jungle unprepared, without a guide, and none of you shall return within a day.
Well, I'm
We
sure there'll
can't,
be a guide near the town entrance. We'll pick
yeah,
one
we
up
can't
there.
afford a guide at this.
We'll see
Ah.
how much they cost.
He taps his nose. He says, I know one of the guides personally and would recommend her. She will not charge you a fee if you help her with her cause. Her name
Huh?
is Azaka Stormfang.
Hazaka Storm.
Azaka Stormfang. I would seek her, although there are many other guides.
No, where would you be? Generally hang out?
I don't know. However, I would ask at the inns. There are 2 inns close by. And I'll just get you their names quick. He recommends an inn called the Thundering Lizard, which is fairly close by, just here, in fact.
A thirsty lizard?
Thundering. The Thundering Lizard. Ask for Azaka there.
Okay. We head to the Thundering Lizard.
Okay. All right. Well, that's quite close by.
Yep.
That's a one of 2 inns in the area.
Go to the innkeeper and ask, hey, dude,
Okay.
have you...
So he points you towards a board on one wall where a number of pieces of paper or parchment have been pinned.
Anyone talking about Izaka?
There is, indeed. This is what you see.
Oh, Azaka.
Azaka.
How much is she? Like, why can't we afford her?
5 gold coins per day?
Well, the innkeeper puts out word, and you see a couple little kids go scurrying off into the city. Within the hour, she appears.
Oh, for those adventures aid me in a personal quest. Wave my... Wow, there's so much to
She
do.
says, greetings.
So,
Meeting.
Do you seek a guide?
Apparently we do.
She says, I am a local Cholton. I was born here. I know the jungle like the back of my hand. I will guide you through the jungle. Unlike the other guides, I will not charge you a fee. However, in return, you must assist me in one matter.
What would that be?
She says, a tribe of terrible, warlike creatures called the Terror Folk, winged creatures, stole a family heirloom from me some time ago. I believe They keep it in their lair, a place called Firefinger. If you can help me recover this, it is a mask of wood. If you help me recover this heirloom, I shall be forever in your debt.
Vision, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just Wakanga, by the way, sent us to you.
I see. He is a good man when he is sober. He also sells valuable items.
No, at a
She
valuable,
says,
at a high
have any
price.
of you been in the jungle before?
No.
Well, I haven't. Father has.
No.
So this, what was it again? A wooden mask?
It is a wooden mask. I wish to
wooden-
recover it.
Yep.
The terrafolk are dangerous creatures. They prey upon folk travelling up and down one of the major rivers of northern Chult. It will be a dangerous undertaking. I do not wish to lie to you.
Danger's our middle name.
She says that Firefinger
What's Firefinger?
Firefinger is where they live. It is a rocky pinnacle, a natural formation of rock that thrusts up out of the earth. It is over 300 feet tall, rises high above the canopy of the jungle, a naturally formed spire of rock with smoke issuing from a flaming beacon at the top. The walls of the spire are sheer and dotted with small caves where the terrafolk live.
Have you got a winged pet?
I do not.
How are we to get up there then?
Firefinger can be scaled by those such as yourselves.
We need a worm.
Now, she says
Good quest. Side quest.
she's going to mark it, going to show her your map, of course.
So so we have to do that first.
No, you don't have to do anything
Which
first.
probably should, because we don't have enough money.
Yeah, we probably. Yeah, we're going to focus on doing that quest.
See Firefinger now over here? Firefinger lies south of Port Nyanzaru along on the eastern bank of the river Tiriki. Yeah.
Oh yes, yep.
See it?
Oh, that's not too far.
She laughs when
Oh, 90 miles.
not too far.
90 miles. 100 miles. Oh, wow.
I see you have not been in the jungle before.
Is that through the jungle too?
This is the map that you were given. She says we need to have a discussion. She says each one of these hexes is 10 miles.
Yeah, I've just measured 100 miles down the river.
The jungle is trackless.
We can go down the river, but we risk the terrafolk, I guess.
She says that there are two ways to travel through the jungle. One is by canoe.
Ah.
Canoes can be purchased in the market. The other way is to beat your path through the very jungle itself. Now she says, just so you know, one hex is 10 miles. Basically, you can move if you can decide to go at a slow pace if you want to be stealthy and cautious. In which case, you will either move 0 hexes or 1 hex a day.
Good God.
It's 10 miles through jungle, right? If you want to move at a normal pace, you move 1 hex per day by foot and 2 on the river.
Wherever it is.
Hold on. If you want to move at a quick pace, you move either 1 or 2 hexes on foot. She says that the rivers, even though they flow down to the Bay of Chult, the rivers themselves are sluggish. And sometimes they're so sluggish that you can hardly tell whether you're going upstream or downstream.
We're paddling.
That's right. But you don't actually you don't move a lot faster going downstream because the current is so slow.
But we'll be going upstream.
Now, she says that today is quite, it's a hot, clear day today, and she looks at the sky overhead and says, the weather today is unusual. Chult is hot and humid and rainy throughout the year. She says, a day without rain such as this is very rare.
Wow.
She says, sometimes the storms are so severe that even moving through the jungle would be dangerous. And some days you just have to, camp and let the storm pass.
Well, we might need a minute to chat about this.
She also tells you many other things. Hold on. She says that the jungle is full of diseases, biting insects, all sorts of creatures that can spread disease. There are a couple of diseases you should know about. The water is not safe to drink. I suggest you buy what we call a rain catcher, catches the fresh water. If you insist on drinking the river water, you should boil it always. Otherwise, you will be at risk of what we call throat leeches. Not a good thing.
Jackie.
The other thing that lays people low in this land is the shivering sickness. Now, this is like malaria. She says the best way to protect yourself against the shivering sickness is to buy, we call it insect repellent. The markets sell it cheaply.
14.
You can buy incense to burn overnight at your camp, but I would recommend the salve. The salve you rub on your body once a day. If you run out, it is just a matter of time until you contract the shivering sickness. You do not want it.
Is this on the water too, or just going through the jungle, or less
It's
likely?
everywhere. It's the insects that bite you. It's malaria.
All right. So we need. What's a water catcher again?
So she describes it. It's a thing you deploy with a sort of a leather,
Sieve.
It catches the rain. It's like it has a wooden sort of tripod stand with a leather
Okay, so we need to do some
bucket.
shopping. We need some salve, insect repellent salve, some water catchers. Bam.
So she's warned you about diseases,
You wouldn't
insect repellent.
happen to have any to spare?
She says, I have no such need.
We're very poorly, you see. Poorly.
Now,
Poor.
here's something I should mention
Hmm?
before we go any further. Bark, you're going to love this. Game has something called the meat grinder. You know those games where you play through a game and you beat it easily and then you go back and you start again and you play on Elite?
Yeah.
Well, this has something similar called the meat grinder, which I think is great. Now, the meat grinder,
Bad.
because this soulmonger is trying to suck the souls out of the dead or people who have been raised from the dead, when you are unconscious on the ground and making death saves, the soulmonger is trying to pull your soul. It's harder to make a death save. So a death save is only successful on a 15 or higher, not a 10.
Okay.
The other thing is when one of your comrades is down, you have no idea what their death saves are. So all the death saves are made to the DM. So if you know, there's none of this. Oh, they saved one or two. They're fine. We don't need to go and help them. So as it should be. You shouldn't. You know, if you get knocked down by a T-Rex, you shouldn't know whether your friend made a death save or failed one, right? So it's more deadly. And there is another rule which I won't mention just yet. But the upside is you get 10% extra experience if you want to go if you want to go the meat grinder path.
Sorry, the meat. I thought you were saying that that's what happens.
Yeah,
No,
if
you choose to make that happen.
it's optional, you don't have to.
Business.
If you want a scary, tougher campaign, we go the meat grinder. You get rewarded with 10% extra experience, but your death saves are only at 15 or higher, and their saves are to the DM.
I know.
Weak.
Talking to you.
It could be interesting.
So Neb is yes, Spark.
I have no strong feelings for or against.
Right. Got more XP and higher risk dying. Give.
Is AFK?
Normally, I would say yes, but given that we're in a place where death is not good,
Sounds harsh.
Just remember,
Then-
if your character dies, they can't be resurrected, as far as you
that's
know.
what I mean. That's what I mean. So normally I'd be after XP, but that might not be the right path here.
Okay, so that's 1 unsure, 2 no, Neb yes. Still up to you, Bo. Joel.
Oh, great. Give him the casting vote.
He's not there as usual.
What?
Joel. Now, Joel. Did you hear what the Pug's talking about?
No.
Called the meat grinder. We can play that when you're doing your death saves, you've got to roll 15 or higher, and your rolls are made only to the DM, but you get more XP.
Oh, yeah. But
So
more.
we're trying to vote whether we
Joel
want to
loves
take
the
that
desk grinder.
risk, but then Gib and I say that's pretty harsh risk, high risk, because death sounds pretty deadly out there in this.
Nah. It'll be fine.
Oh my god!
I like it, Joel. What do you think? Want to
I
vote?
like it. I like it a lot.
I like it.
All right. So, well, Vark, do you want to still be? I mean, what are we going to do? 2 for, 2 against, and 1 in between. Vark can make. You then, Vark.
Roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
All the
Roll Roll
Okay,
it.
yeah, Vark, roll it. And say
Well, if Vark's rolling, then we better make high the one that the no.
high is
The
no.
high is
Okay.
no.
Yeah,
Okay. High is no.
there we go.
High is no. We're not playing the meat grinder.
You guys have wussed out. You've taken the wussy option.
No, we didn't.
Look, I don't blame you at all.
We had a fair vote, and we left it to the roll.
A fair roll.
A fair roll.
I'm tempted to make the death saves
No,
DM
you,
only anyway.
No, you gave it to us,
Ah.
and we said no. So I'm doing a big fat cross through that. That I've written down.
Just so you know, you guys are weak.
Yep, and loving it.
Now,
Call
now,
out soon.
hey,
Are we calling it soon?
yes,
Yeah, we'd like to do some shopping.
yes. Let's go do some shopping now. Just so you know, on this map, there were a couple of other locations that were marked. Yalak. Yeah.
Means nothing.
No, someone had that as part of their background,
Oh, I apologise.
and
Yelly.
also
That's Yelly Ark.
yeah, Dung Rung Lung. There were another 2 locations that were marked on
Oh my god. Dung what?
Dung Rung Lung.
One hung low?
Dung Rung Lung.
Oh, dung lung. That sounds like bloody lung disease.
Now let me quickly pop you back to city map.
Yeah, so we'd like to buy salve, please.
Okay, so you want to go to the market.
Multiple salves.
So you've got the Red Bazaar or the Grand Souk
just the
market.
closest one.
So that'll be
please.
the Grand Souk probably over
Yeah, thank
here,
you.
number
Go
6.
to the
So
souk.
we'd like to buy salve that will last for days for the party of 5.
Hold on, 1 second.
What about potions?
Oh yeah, Wakanga sells potions.
I
You didn't want to
could-
buy any.
Oh no,
afford
they're
it.
50 GPs. Yeah, okay.
But maybe the market.
Might let you
think-
guys do some shopping. All right, I'm gonna bail.
Okay.
Okay, Gib.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
bye,
Right.
Gib.
See you next
Yeah.
time. Bye.
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
Well, that's all right. Can we just buy some water couches, salve? What else we need?
So, did I dream that we got 50 GP each?
You
No,
did. You
No,
did.
it's true. Got it.
I dreamt it.
No,
No,
you
no,
did.
it's true.
You did get it. You did get 50
Oh,
GP
okay.
each.
All right. I added it to my character.
So there's a rain catcher. Now you see these in the market. They're
They
cheap.
cost one-
They're
one
only a
gold.
gold piece. Now, because
Ooh.
there's so much rainfall in Chult, if you've been told not to drink the water in the rivers because you'll get throat leeches,
Is that a disease or a poison?
well, good question.
Leeches. They're a question. They're a.
They're like
thing.
a
An
creature.
insect.
However, if you buy one of these and you set it up when you camp, there's so much rainfall that you will actually end up gathering a lot of rainwater, and you can supplement that with boiling some water. That's what Azaka tells you. So
We only need 2.
yeah, so that one or two should be enough.
Yeah, I'll buy 2.
Okay.
2 rain catches.
So the insect repellent
2 gold.
is the insect repellent.
Yep.
Mm.
There's 2
Right,
types. There's an incense or this greasy salve
We
which you
want the
apply to your
greasy
body.
salve. Said greasy.
They sell it in these big gourds, hollowed out gourds. You know what a gourd is? Like a big hollowed out pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Oh yeah.
Colourful,
That's what
colourful
the pumpkin
pumpkins,
is.
orange, purple. One is inside is this sticky paste. It's basically sunscreen for insects, and you apply that to your body, and it lasts for 24 hours, one dose, and one gourd has 20 applications,
So 20 days.
and it's waterproof.
20 days per gourd. 5 of them.
And you've been told that if you don't use that, you're at risk of getting the shaking disease.
So if we buy 10, that will last us 40 days.
Now, as I'm sure you've seen, if you're moving at a normal pace on foot, that's 1 hex per day. You've got to count, factor in that you're going to and from a location. So Azaka is with you, and she says,
It's only enough.
you don't want to run out of this stuff.
No. All right.
Now, canoes. If you want canoes, they're 50 gold pieces a piece.
Thought this woman had
Jesus.
a canoe for us.
No,
Yeah, that's true.
She said, "We're going to do her business. Surely you could
She
provide the
did.
canoe." Yeah, Azaka.
nope, she never said that.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
I
going to
thought
go
she
and get
did.
a
Now,
wooden
a
mast.
canoe she says a lot of the creatures on the river might attack a canoe. So she recommends, even though one canoe will take 6 people, she'd recommend having more than one if you're planning to go by river.
Okay.
The river has its own dangers.
All right. We'll work this out next time.
And traveling on the river is 2 hexes per day.
Elves.
Okay. Now, the other thing is if you're not going by river, you can potentially purchase beasts of burden, dinosaurs.
We'll work it out next time, Pug, at the start. I'll leave it there. Leave it there. People want to have a word with what we buy. We got that. Rain catches, salves, 1 gold for 20 patients. River or through
And you'll also need rations.
what? Are we playing the ration game?
Well, we have to in this one. So
Yeah,
So we
that
can't
Vark.
eat
Have
the
you
monsters.
you can. So
Then Wanderer should take care of it.
here are some roles I had set up for you.
Hmm.
So I don't have to do everything. I thought someone could track the weather.
Time? Always just
There's the weather.
save it.
It rains a lot.
Okay, I'll put that down. So we're going to shopping, and we've got to allocate expedition.
I'll do the
roles.
weather if you want.
So each day you roll a d10 neb there,
Yep.
and it's not a big deal. But on it, if it's a tropical storm, it's quite it can be quite dangerous to travel, particularly by river.
Okay. I'll be weather person. Can you put that under my character?
Yep.
That weather thing.
Weather tracker, hey?
Hey,
Esmeralda Warnhart. Is that you, Neb?
No, I didn't say Esmeralda. Read it properly.
Elstrelda?
Yes, I
Estrol.
looked up.
That's awesome.
I looked up the names.
I like it. Timekeeper is important because the campaign is on a clock. So what you've heard is that the people suffering the death curse. So these are people who have died in the past and have been resurrected. Their life is slowly being sucked away.
But navigator will be the guide.
So if you have a guide,
Yeah, Azarac, Azar.
we're going to look. There's a lot of rules about getting lost in the jungle and stuff. Basically, I'm going to say if you have a guide, a local guide, which you appear to have, you won't get lost.
Azaka.
Azaka. There are
Brackets.
many other guides, but she was the
Azaka.
one that was recommended to you.
Yep. Well, we're going to do her bidding. And the stores manager, I mean,
So that's basically bug repellent.
the stores manager and the coins, like the loot
That's
guy.
the same.
You
Yeah,
could chuck them all together.
I
This is
think
like an
that would
expedition,
be-
right, into the jungle where everyone has a role.
So that,
Or do you
that's
want me to do the timekeeper as well as the weather tracker?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no,
just need
'cause-
you
no,
just need to
'cause
keep
Gibb
track of
has to do them.
the days that have passed. This is day 0, we'll say, Neb.
that's right. We can work that out next time. So we've got a master of coin and a store manager,
Although
timekeeper.
Angie's good
And what
like
else?
That's fine now.
session.
Yeah. And the
Um,
rations tracker. I mean, not the rations tracker, the water business.
the water we can ignore as long as you have those
It's
water
almost the
collectors,
stores manager.
and
Yeah.
you have a pot. You can boil the water. That's fine.
So you're happy to take the rations tracker out?
Yeah, I don't think rations will be a big deal because there'll be a lot of animals you can kill and cook and eat if you. So look, it's not going to really matter much. I don't
Okay,
think.
so we
So
just
Wanderer
need
takes care of it.
Yeah. Yep.
the water.
So we can
Okay.
sort of hand wave that one. It's really bug repellent and just keeping track of the number of days that have passed and the
Timekeeper. Okay.
and
We'll
the
work
weather
it
on
out.
the day.
The coin person, the loot person, and the timekeeper will work out.
Yeah, just remember Gibbs gone, but Gibb was told to contact someone in the city, someone who sanctions assassinations
Oh, yeah, I'll post Gib.
and sells
Jessamine.
Jessamine and sells poisons. She's one of the 9 merchants, or merchant lords. Wakanga's one of them too. But Gibb should really seek her out.
Okay, I've made a note.
And
That's good. Good intro.
okay, sorry we didn't get to kill anything.
We got a bit done. Well, first session never.
Oh, that's because we had to make characters. That
Yeah.
took a good chunk.
Yeah,
That's
don't
it.
worry. There'll be. Oh, the other thing I should mention. You'll like this, Fark. When you're traveling through the jungle, it's quite difficult to get the benefit of a long rest while you're traveling.
For now.
For now, I know what you. I know exactly what you.
Till we
I
get
know.
our
I know
hut.
what you're thinking.
Until we get
Leomun's
our
tiny
hut.
hut. So your resources are critical to conserve, and you may
So
well. Yeah, you may well find you get a certain way into the jungle and it's like, let's just go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder if we can make any money around town just quest before.
Oh, you will. We haven't got
I'm
very
sure
far.
there's giant rats in the basement of the fucking tavern. There
Not
always is.
rats again.
That's it. All right. Well,
All right, thank you.
see you Saturday.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no footy
Yep.
this Saturday, is there?
No footy.
Saturday.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
Bugs.
You,
Thanks,
you
guys.
Okay. Bye
See
all.
you, bro. See you,
Thank
bro.
you. Bye.
See you
Bye.
Saturday.
Bye.